You know, there are some stories we think we know inside and out, and the crucifixion of Jesus is probably at the very top of that list. But today, we're going to lean in a little closer. We're going to look past the images we're all so familiar with and see the profound, world-shattering event that the Gospel of John so carefully, so brilliantly reveals. So let's dive in. John chapter 19, verse 17 puts us right there on that dusty road. He went out bearing his own cross to the place called the place of a skull. The words themselves are just so stark, so heavy. They drop us right into the final agonizing moments of Christ's journey on this earth. We all see it in our mind's eye, right? The crown of thorns, the nails, the cross. But beyond this portrait of incredible suffering, what is actually happening? What is the divine reality that's unfolding on that hill? That's the question we really want to get to the heart of. Now, to understand the divine meaning, we first have to grapple with the brutal, worldly reality of it all. We have to see the cross exactly as Rome wanted everyone to see it. You have to understand, this wasn't just an execution. No, this was a carefully engineered spectacle of absolute shame. Crucifixion was public humiliation in its most extreme form. Golgotha itself, it was basically a warning billboard on a major road screaming to every single person who passed by, this is what happens when you defy Rome. Making a man carry his own crossbeam was a psychological weapon, showing total, crushing domination. And by crucifying Jesus between two common criminals, they were branding him as just another rebel, an enemy of the state. And right in the middle of all this state-sponsored terror, you get this moment of just profound, tragic irony. You have Roman soldiers gambling for Jesus' tunic, a valuable, seamless garment, while showing complete and utter disregard for the man wearing it. They saw the value in his clothes, but they saw absolutely no value in his person. And take a look at who's actually there. In a world completely governed by honor and shame, the male disciples, well, they've almost all fled in fear. But the women, they remain. They are standing firm, in loyalty, enduring this absolute horror. And in doing so, they completely flip the cultural script of their day, showing a courage that the men just didn't have in that moment. But that's just the surface layer. That's the Roman brutality. Underneath it all, the Gospel of John is telling a very, very different story. The text itself reveals not a victim, but a king who is in complete command. John's choice of words here is just so incredibly precise. He says Jesus went out. In the Greek, it's exilthein. Now, that verb shows intentional, purposeful movement. Jesus isn't being dragged to his death, no. He steps forward. He's going voluntarily. Then, for the act itself, John uses a single, chillingly simple word, crucipharosin. They crucified him. He doesn't describe the gore. He doesn't describe the violence. The horror is so immense, so truly unspeakable, that he collapses it all into one word, forcing us to feel the shock of its stark reality. And get this, even from the cross, in unimaginable agony, Jesus speaks with authority. When he entrusts his mother to John, he says, "Behold, ide." That's not a suggestion. It's not a request. It's an imperative. It's a command. He is issuing royal decrees even as he is dying. And right here is where we see the central irony that John is building. I mean, think about it. Human kings get enthroned on seats of gold. Jesus is enthroned on a cross of wood. Kings wear royal robes. Jesus wears a garment of his own blood. Kings are attended by a royal court. Jesus is flanked by two criminals. John is flipping all the imagery of a coronation on its head to show us that this is his enthronement, just painted in divine colors, not human ones. And with this, a huge circle closes. Remember way back at the wedding in Cana, at the very start of his ministry, Jesus told his mother, "My hour has not yet come." Well, now, seeing her there at the foot of the cross, his work is complete. The hour has finally, gloriously arrived. You see, this moment isn't just the climax of Jesus' life, it's the climax of the entire biblical narrative. Everything has been pointing right here, to this moment. You can see the echoes everywhere. Jesus is the better Isaac, the beloved son, carrying the wood for his own sacrifice. Only this time, the Father does not provide a substitute. He is the substitute. He is the true Passover Lamb, whose blood on the wood of the cross saves his people. And just as Scripture foretold, not one of his bones is broken. And he is the true high priest who, in a beautiful paradox, becomes the perfect sacrifice that he himself offers. So what is happening at the very heart of this event? What's the core of it all? We're witnessing the fusion of two incredible, powerful realities, atonement and enthronement. And let's be absolutely clear about this. This is the turning point of the entire universe, the great pivot of all creation. History doesn't bend around the power of Rome or any other human empire. History bends around this cross. So what's being accomplished here is what we call the great substitution. This is raw atonement. Jesus is bearing the guilt he never committed. He's enduring the divine wrath that we deserved. He is suffering the pain of being forsaken by God so that we could be accepted by him. He is reconciling rebellious sinners to a holy God, doing for us what we could never, ever do for ourselves. And it's in this moment of ultimate sacrifice that we see Jesus more clearly than anywhere else. This is who he truly is. This is his character revealed. In his suffering, his true nature just shines. He is utterly sovereign, walking willingly to his own death. He is perfectly self-giving. He remains authoritative, issuing commands from the cross. He is compassionate, caring for his mother in his final moments. He is faithful to the very end. He is, through it all, completely royal. What we're really witnessing is the great paradox. This is glory disguised as gore. This is a throne disguised as torture. The world sees only weakness and defeat, but faith sees the king ascending to his rightful place. He is the ultimate fulfillment of every contradiction you can imagine. He is the priest who is also the sacrifice. He is the sacrificial lamb who is also the conquering lion of Judah. And this is the ultimate, mind-bending truth of the cross. Here we see the king who achieves his greatest victory not by killing, but by being killed. The king who wins by dying.